Oh my god, that was so good.
And you know you killing me. Yo, big up people. We are back in the building. Another big free show. Hey, I've been another week of NBA action, in-season tournament action on Tuesday as well. A lot of teams are playing. We got a lot to cover tonight. But before we do anything, people, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button as well. If you're new, hit the notification bell and all of that good stuff right there. CM, my bro, what are you saying? How you feeling?
It's good to be back. My ego's kind of shattered after being cheated out of a victory in a rap battle, but it's all good, man. It's all good. The NBA is here to drown, where I could drown my sorrows in it, fam. A lot has happened this week. Big up
what
to
happened?
Ron. Big up to Chino.
Hey, we'll send you the link afterwards. We'll send you the link afterwards. You have to go and witness this travesty, fam.
Hey,
you will send you the link after. But Chino, what you saying, man? How you feeling?
Hey, man, just here, innit? Yeah, bro. I'm feeling good, bro.
I know.
I'm feeling good. Listen, man, them like, bro, the last show we did when we was like 1-5, I said we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll figure it out. We'll grind results out, and that's what we've been doing. We'll be all right, man. Everybody was worried about us. I mean, it's been some great oops. The in-season tournament, some of the courts look booty cheeks, but
for sure,
it's nice. It's a good thing because now you hear superstars, even LeBron James, talking about the money. Like a lot of the guys, like shit, I'm gonna play hard. Yeah. That's an extra $500K in my pocket. I want that. So it's been good. Like you see guys like Jimmy Butler in the in season. He's a different person to when he plays. Like probably look at him tonight. Yeah. Then when he plays on when he played the other day on Tuesday. So it's like guys like that love the winning something. They go harder. So, but yeah, the basketball game has been nice, you know what I'm saying? And then the NBA taking a new route. Like they're mixing it up now with wrestling, basketball and wrestling. Man getting choked back to France and shit. Like it's been crazy.
Hey, that we discussing that, boy. Hey, that's a bit mad, you know. Hey, we got a lot to discuss about that, but before we do that, we gotta start off with the Clippers. Yeah, the Clippers 0-6 since Harden has come through. Let me share my screen real quick, man, because this is a bit mad. Let me share the screen.
The clip. Yeah, Jersey's been asking me to talk about the Clippers. You know, Jersey a Laker fan.
Yeah, so look. 0-6 since the James Harden trade. We spoke about the trade and how it unfolded and all of that stuff last week. And obviously we were kind of waiting to see how it was. By that time, we'd only seen 2 games. They had an East Coast trip played against the Knicks and the Nets. And since then, nothing has really looked any better. I watched their game against Memphis on Sunday. So I want to have a real close look at what was going on. And there were struggles. You know, in the clutch, James Harden hit one from the 3 in the corner. He had another opportunity and he missed it, airballed it. And I was like, yeah, something needs to happen because from my perspective, this is how I see it. I don't think there's any situation where all 4 of them should be on the court together. There's none except for, let's say, elimination is looming in the playoffs, and you need someone. Ty Lue is going to put out one Hail Mary play, and is expecting one of them to do something. That's the only situation I expect to see all 4 of those guys on the court at the same time. But hey, CM, I'm throwing it over to you, bro. What is your thoughts on this 0-6 Clippers right now?
You know what? I'd love to come here and say I'm disappointed, but honestly, it's to be expected, bro. Like, okay, we wanted to give this team time, and most likely they will get more time from a lot of us to see if they can turn it around. But with the way the Clippers had started the season, I wasn't a big fan of them just going for Harden. You know, it felt like a situation made out of pure desperation, innit? On Steve Ballmer and the Clippers part. So look, James Harden, he's had some decent performances. He hasn't looked great in some of the performances. There was a point in the game where he had like 2 air balls, and in crucial moments, especially the one where he threw the ball into into him when he was sitting in the corner and he wasn't able to convert. So somehow he's gonna have to find his way in this team, and the team are gonna have to find their way again as well. Because you throw in one superstar and the cohesion's gone out of the window, and they've got to find a way to start picking up wins. Because there are a lot of teams in the West right now who are kind of iffy right now. I mean, the Lakers, they're the same thing. I think they're stuck on 500 right now, if I'm not mistaken, after the loss to the Kings. But like after a certain point of the season, people gonna be looking at Ty Lue. I mean, in the Denver game where they lost I think it was in the fourth quarter, they kept on running the same plays, Reggie Jackson, Jokic pick and roll, and they were getting money from it. I think they ran it on four consecutive occasions, and that helped people. So people are gonna be looking at Ty Lue, unfortunately, even though we know he's a great coach, but because of the scrutiny that having these four guys will garner, especially if you're not getting wins, I feel like the first person that will be stared at is the coach. But I don't know, man. I had bad feelings about James Harden going to this team, especially with how Paul George started the season, with how Russell Westbrook has found his way, Kawhi Leonard, even though we still don't know how fit he's going to be throughout the regular season. You want to see what this team has in them without kind of disrupting it in a massive way. And so early in the season, you've disrupted that camaraderie and that continuity that they've been able to start growing. And it's just like you've put unwanted pressure that was already on this team to win. And it's like you have to do it now.
Chino, I need to hear what you have to say on this, boy, because I've seen Drizzy talking, trying to get a reaction out of you about this, man. Like, here's your time. Let us know what you think about this, man. Like 0-6.
I don't know why. Like, I'm a Clipper fan. I give a fuck about the Clippers. But I would say though, they'll figure it out. Like, I mean, like CM, like a lot of the points that CM make, I feel bad for Ty Lue. Ty Lue's a good guy. He's been through a lot in his career, you know what I'm saying, getting stepped over like as a grown man. Like, you know what I'm saying, another grown man stepping over you, that's kind of disrespectful. Ty Lue, I like Ty Lue. He's one of them ones, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to coaching with Spo, like he's one of the ones like young coach that's like very good. Um the thing like CM said was they disrupted what they had going on. And it wasn't just the Russ, Kawhi, and PG. It was also like Bones, the Bones nigga, I forgot his name. Him. Like it was people like that. They have the role player. And now they gave our fucking like I'm not scared of Philly. We're gonna talk about them probably a little bit the game last night, but they gave Philly more debt in that trade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they actually gave Philly, like I saw Covington, but fourth quarter yelling why the fuck Batum in the game. They gave Philly Batum, like they gave Philly some debt that they could use, you know what I'm saying? Philly didn't have debt. But just like CM said, it's gonna take some putting your pride and your ego to the side and not let coach have to put you on the bench. Just go to coach and say, okay, I need to come off the bench. I don't think James is gonna want to do that. I don't think Russ is gonna want to do that. Say how you feel. Have you been paying attention to social media? You can see Harden and Russ fans they've been at each other's throat on Twitter, saying who's more ass and blah blah blah. But Russ was here first, and I don't think it's fair for him to come off the bench, even though I know he can't do that. And Harden have done the bench thing before. Surprisingly, that was the only time he ever been to the NBA Finals. So maybe you need to take a look at that. But that was a young James Harden. But see, I'm saying them four, they cannot, bro. And I said this on the last show last week, bro. It's one basketball. It's four talented player. Kawhi. The thing with Kawhi is he's kind of like Jimmy. He can sit off in the corner and let you play, and then get in the game and just start making buckets.
Hmm.
I don't think PG can do that. PG is very streaky, so he needs every other touch
Hmm.
to keep his shot going. You need to find him on the kick out and let him shoot those shots. Russ needs the ball to operate to be Russ, and that's what Ty Lue actually have done since he had came over from the Lakers. Is let him be Russ, and he actually has looked very good on the Clippers. He's looked way better than he did with the Lakers. A lot of people are like, this is the old Russ.
Hmm.
And Harden needs the ball. He needs the ball. Obviously, he's gonna do the twink hezzy bullshit, but he does need the ball. But they're gonna figure it out. And when they do, they're gonna be very scary. But when I say they're gonna figure it out, is I'm not saying they're gonna figure it out with them four on the court because it's just not gonna mesh very well.
Yeah, because the thing for me is like I just can't see a situation where all four of them should be on the court at the same time. Like there's gonna have to be a pairing there or of two of them, and then a mixture of the likes of Bones Highland, Terrence Mann, Norman Powell, Diabate. There has to be a mixture of those people on the court and I think it's gonna have to be Russ and PG because they have a good chemistry just from their time at OKC. And then James and Kawhi will be together. So I saw a glimpse of a play that late in the game against the Denver Nuggets where Kawhi came and set a screen, peeled off the screen, and then was in a position. But then James Harden decided to pass the ball to somebody else, and they scored from that. And also another interesting thing is that obviously they don't have a lot of big man depth, obviously because Mason Plumlee went down injured, and Daniel Tice has now he's bought himself out of his contract, the Pacers, and he's on his way to the Clippers. So that might help them a little bit in that regard because there was going to be a big over reliance on Zubac with the fact that Mason Plumlee's out and all of that. But that's never here nor there. Now the second part to this is.
That too, bro. That's another part of it. Zubac is trash because Harden. One thing with James Harden, if you have a big that know how to roll on the short roll, bro, and get the ball, he will feed that big, bro. James Harden can Clint Capella all-star. Like Clint Capella is fucking trash. Dwight Howard, like we've seen them together. Like James Harden with bigs, you know what I'm saying? Like when he was getting burned with Claxton, we saw all the lives Claxton was getting. Yeah. That's one thing James will do for his big. He will feed the big. And obviously we all saw the play on Twitter. Like, it looks like it's James' fault, but Zubac just doesn't know how to read basketball, like, and he rolls like an idiot. But yeah, go ahead, Roland.
I was going to say that. So the second part of this conversation is the aging superstar conversation, where you got guys now. They've entered into their 30s and they're in that mid-30 territory. Like with the game going the way it is, with the young superstars now starting to emerge, and we're seeing how some of these teams with older superstars struggling. Look at the Lakers. Like LeBron is leading them. He's 38. You look at Steph, Clay, and Draymond struggling in games. Against the Timberwolves, this young Timberwolves locking man up, best defense in the league. A team like the Clippers now, where your four starters are all over the age of 30, probably over the age of 32, I guess. If I'm correct, maybe PG's like the younger guy of the group. But how do these teams navigate in a young man's game? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, are we expecting them to, even though they have experience, are they going to be able to compete in these high level, high pressure situations with the young guys who can just go on forever? It seems like, you know what I'm saying. So what's your thoughts on this?
I feel like beyond beyond the kind of cohesion part of things when it comes to the Clippers, especially for older players, it's more of a mental game when, especially in the regular season, early on in the regular season, even though we've had the in-season tournament for a game here and there, like generally in a regular season, it's all about managing how you play and making sure you're as durable as possible come the end of the season. So a lot of these guys, when you look at Kawhi, when you look at PG, they've had injury riddled careers in Los Angeles. James Harden has picked up injuries in the last few years. So I'm looking at the situation and it's like, it's not an ideal fit because all of these guys are not exactly going to exert that, I don't know, maybe 60 to 70% that you need on a nightly basis if you're a good enough team to be great in the regular season consistently. Now they can win games, but once again, it's a question of whether they can kind of put it together in their new lineup, in their new setup. But I feel like for these guys, it's a mental thing of being able to get over that hump and really be a consistent outfit, not just due to the situation of all of those guys coexisting on the court, but also your I would say your mentality towards looking at how you want to perform in a regular season based off of your durability when it gets to the later stages or the latter stages.
Hey Chino, so like, what's your thoughts on this? Yeah, because when
Who are you talking
like,
about?
the aging superstars in it, so like there's a bag of them across the league and in different teams, and obviously yes, they have a wealth of experience here, but can you expect them to carry teams to championships? Like when the majority of your squad is made up of these kind of guys, like so with the Clippers, for example, all four of these guys, loads of experience. There's at least 2 rings there in between all four of them, both with Kawhi. But can you rely on all of these guys in terms of fitness and health, yeah, through the course of a whole 82 game season plus whatever you have to play in the playoffs to get to the finals too? Like, can you rely on the aging superstar nowadays in today's game when there's younger players that are hungry for success too?
Oh, bro, get these old niggas out of here, bro. I'm playing. I hear you, but you also the thing is, right? It's you managing it. It's because you need that wisdom. Like young guys, is because like I tell you what, bro. For example, if you ask Jason Tatum in his young body, wouldn't he rather have like LeBron old or Kawhi or these guys old like wisdom for how long they've been around? And that would have probably already helped him go over the hump.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you're right.
Having because you need these guys around. Yeah, you know their bodies breaking down, but that's why you need smart organization and you need smart people, coaches and smart people running things. When you look at it, like look at us, the Miami Heat.
Mm.
Tyler Hero went down and you probably thinking Jimmy or Kyle Lowry can't afford to sit out any game. And what's Poe do? Okay, Lowry, you get tonight off. Jimmy, you get tomorrow night off.
Mm.
You see, he played Laurie in the game against the Spurs and rest him against Atlanta. Jimmy rest against the Spurs and played against Atlanta.
Mm.
So these are your older guys. They're both in their late 30s.
Mm.
So that's how you navigate through your old guys. Bam is young. He's still young. He can play every night.
Yeah.
But you have to manage them wisely. You are like a Kawhi. Kawhi needs to be getting games off, even if he don't want it.
Yeah.
You should be able to look at a game on the schedule and say, Russ, PG, and James could get me a win tonight here. This team is utterly shit. Or we match up better against this team without Kawhi. Let's give him this night off. Back-to-back nights, Kawhi shouldn't be playing. So it's about managing them, but we need them in the game. You always need vets in the game, even if they're not even if they're not contributing like how LeBron is carrying the Lakers, but they're contributing like how UD was contributing for
Yeah.
us. Because obviously it showed. It showed, bro, in the beginning of the season. UD was out. He was out doing TV. He wasn't around. When we went on this run, is the week before UD got back in Miami and start practicing with them again. So obviously he went back in there and say something to them. Obviously they announced his part of the team, the board, and all
Yeah.
that type of shit. But he's still practicing with the guys, and that's UD. So if UD step to you, you can't be like, because you're done. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that type. You need vets. You need vets. Like the game need vets, leadership that are smart. But you don't need vets like Anthony Davis, who's a bitch. Like there's no point because he's soft. He's always injured, and it just doesn't help LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It's like LeBron get tonight off, and AD. You're expecting AD to carry. He can't do that. They
Yeah.
lose the game. So yeah, but I think we definitely are going into a new era of the game, like you're saying, with the young guys, the young guns, and they have been carrying. But like for an example, the last example I'm gonna give, look at OKC. I feel like that team is gonna be so good, but they're not gonna go over the hump because they're gonna need to bring a vet in there.
Yeah.
You need a vet because a coach can win a ring in his time as a player or his time as a coach, and he can tell you, but he's not suiting up with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
OKC, for example, let's say OKC, they're like I'm talking about them because obviously they're one of the best young teams. OKC go into the new year top 3 in the West in the playoff. I don't think they're gonna get over the hump.
Yeah.
But if in January you say OKC bring in a vet, I want to see a vet that they could bring in that you could say that vet for sure is gonna help these young guys get their mind right. Because it's not about that vet being out there playing. It's also getting these young guys get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Like
What's happening in Houston?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Houston.
Exactly. They brought in good vet. They brought in fucking what's his name? The oldest vet around.
Jeff Green. Jeff Green. Fred VanVleet won a ring. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you bringing in these.
And look at them. Look, one of the hottest team in the.
Look at what they did. I don't know if you watched on Sunday against Denver. Took it to them. That fourth quarter, they put it on them in that fourth quarter. But yeah,
you need vets. You need vets.
Yank saying what you're saying here, Chino. Any champ level team needs guys that have done it all before. Big up the man like Yank in the chat. Yeah, Kings have Harrison Barnes, who's been there. He's done it. Yeah, man, it's true. Because obviously CM will be able to speak more to it about, what type of vet they need to bring in at OKC. But yeah, if they want to get and reach the potential that all of those guys have shown, somebody's going to need to be there. But yeah, now I hear what you're saying. I just wanted to bring the conversation forward about aging superstars, because obviously we got guys, man, like that have been in the league for years. KD, Kyrie, like they're there, but I'm starting to see the changing now of the guard. Like you're seeing all these younger stars, Luka, Tatum, all these guys, Anthony Edwards. They're looking like they're gonna be the ones to take over right now. You know what I'm saying? And so,
but that's what it should be, though. But that's what it should be.
Yeah. For sure.
That's what it is. But that's what it should be. And then when you look under them, you see in the Wemby that's coming mad fast. You're gonna see the Shea. I mean, I will say Shea's in the conversation with the Lucas and the the Ant-Man and the Tatum and he's in those conversations. But and then you also look at like the guys like the Lou Dort, and then the guys at another team like the Denver Nuggets. What's his guy number 1?
Hey.
What's his name? Number one
Number 1
for the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter.
Yeah,
You
Michael
see,
Porter.
those are the guys. They're not the upper echelons
But they're
of what like the LeBron, what the LeBron and Tim Duncan used to be. But the Lou Dort and the Michael Porter, they are the what's his name from the Spurs, the Tony Parkers and the Chris, the guys that's gonna come along and help you. They're solid guys. They're solid high level. Super like not super. They're high level star role player like. So the league is shaping up. The league is shaping up. The young guys are coming. The young guys are coming.
For sure.
Pause.
For sure.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Pause. What the fuck?
Pause.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey, yo. Nah. Hey, I gotta go. Hey, yo.
Hold up a minute, man.
He said we entering Jokic era. Brother, let me tell you this right now. If Jokic win the next ring like this year, that man is retiring and going with his horses, bro. He does not like basketball and he don't care about basketball, bro. So it doesn't matter how good he is, bro. Jokic is about to give y'all the Michael Jordan treatment, bro. Man gonna retire, go do his horse racing and take care of his horses in Serbia, get bored, and then come back and play a couple more years, probably win a few rings, and dip again, bro. Jokic don't care about basketball.
Bro, they were talking about you need to. We got the parade on Thursday. He's like, "What is this Thursday?" Bro, no. I need to go home, bro. That's what he said in this press conference. So it's a bit mad. All right, next topic. The Bulls. Chicago Bulls. There's been a lot of chatter about the Chicago Bulls.
Let me get in the fire sale. Let me get my boy, Alex Caruso.
Yeah, so obviously, big rebuild looking like it's on the horizon for the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, big stars there. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, who's on an expiring contract. I think he's going to be a free agent. At the end of the season because he hasn't signed an extension. And then Alex Caruso, a championship level kind of player there. And it looks like because they're not going anywhere, the Bulls are looking to reshape things and try and rebuild their roster. So there's been a lot of rumors, obviously, with Zach LaVine, who's flirting a little bit with LA. I think it was at the start of last season, and then obviously probably stayed and committed with the Bulls. DeMar DeRozan obviously hasn't signed an extension, and obviously Caruso's definitely going to be a really good bargaining trade chip, for a lot of contending teams if they need roster space. So
listen,
I'm gonna throw this right at Chino because Chino's been talking about this because obviously Miami Heat fans are like the Miami Heat fans are like, yeah, we're not gonna get Zach LaVine because he's a clutch sports guy. So
we don't want Zach LaVine, brother.
Yeah,
that's Tyler Herro. We're trying to get rid of Tyler Herro. That's Tyler Herro with CTE, bro. We don't want that. And only way I take Zach LaVine if it's they say you can't get Caruso unless you take LaVine. That's the only way I'm taking him, bro. And it's because I want Caruso. Caruso is way more important for what Miami want to do than Zach LaVine. But yeah, I'm gonna let you lock it up to me, bro. I'm trying to ISO. I can ISO. Okay, let me go to work.
ISO.
Here we go.
ISO.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, bro. I want Caruso because you see Caruso. That's what you guys got in your what's his Drew Holiday and your White. That's what you guys have.
Yeah.
Caruso's gonna put a stop to that dang shit going off in the playoff. He's gonna put a stop to that Tyrese Maxey if we go against them. He's gonna put a stop to that that Tatum or that we'll probably put him on Tatum.
Just out. I don't even hear this. I don't want to hear this, bro.
Hey, listen.
Damn, all this. No, he ain't doing this, bro. He ain't bringing my guy into it.
Bro.
Hey.
You know when it comes to the playoff and schemes, bro. There's nobody does it better than Eric Spoelstra, bro.
That's fine, but he was. Hey, we ran you close, bro. With our first year coach, bro. There was even me. I wanted him sacked, bro. I wanted him to go to China, bro. At some point, bro.
But
Joe Mazzulla was doing
I do think Zach Levine, though, to go back to that, end up in LA. I do think he ends up
I
in
think
LA.
so.
That's where he want to be.
I think so.
Hey, I love it. I love it when the Lakers fans get on their high horse because they think it's gonna turn out good, and then it turned out to be another shit show. Because I like laughing at them because they think they're this shit, but you haven't been this shit since Kobe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, rest in peace to the great Black Mamba, but you're not shit. Like, they
Look,
just hype themselves up and feel like, oh, we got Gabe Vincent.
look at you. The way you're laughing, yeah, is actually cracking me up because you're
Hey.
probably the only person, yeah, who knew that was not gonna be a good move. Because me, I thought it was gonna be a good move. He got paid, you know, what I'm saying 11 million a year. But I was thinking to myself, that's a good move. This is a guy, you know,
Brother.
high level. He can shoot the ball. But nah, it's actually looked
Brother.
horrible. It's looked horrible.
It's like listen, let me give you an example real quick for the football people. You know, not this year Man United, but you know the Man United over the years, right? When it was TV game, big game against a rival when we're shit. They're up for it. That's Gabe Vincent, brother. TV game that's on the TV in the clutch, yeah. But when there's no games on the TV that you men are not watching, that Miami Heat fans are watching on our illegal streams, oh yeah, that brother stinks. He fucking stinks.
That's actually funny. You're telling me that when he's on national TV, yeah, he's like, I ain't trying to scare the hoes.
Exactly. And you know what I'm saying? But I let them have their fun. I told them like it is. They said I'm hating and I'm just mad that he's gone and blah blah blah. I'm talking shit. And look, I hate to be that guy, but I told you so.
See,
Actually,
I don't know if you man. I don't know if you man saw the a video a while back. It's this RDC World video, yeah, where the scouts going to look at a player for the Lakers, fam, and he's like, yeah, this guy's good, fam. And then when he's in the training facility, dead, fam. Dead.
I feel it. I see it. But yo,
yeah, they dropped it the other day on my timeline. They're like, the one when he was like, "Oh yeah, Bron can lob it up to him right there, right there." No, but it's true though. But it's true though. With Gabe Vincent, Gabe is Gabe is Gabe. I know what Gabe is. But see, when it comes to the Lakers, bro, there's something because people actually now watching Lonnie on the Nets, who Miami played tonight, and it's like surprised. And I'm like, why are you surprised? Did you not watch basketball? But not because he cut his hair. Do you not know who Lonnie Walker was on the Spurs? Like, and in college, Lonnie Walker was that guy. He signed with the Lakers and they tank his value. That's what the LA Lakers do. They tank your value, bro. So now Lonnie's balling again. People are surprised, and Lakers fans are like, he ain't did this for us, blah blah blah. Yeah, because your team is shit, your coach is shit, your owner she's shit, but I'll hit. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you though? What's wrong with you? You're sick. Yo, big up to Jeff.
He's saying you wouldn't get some of that old.
Hey, relax. Relax.
The old prune juice.
Relax. You should relax there in the corner. Big up to Gemma. He said Levine is a high level player, but he is not a star, which is a very, very interesting statement right there. CM, what's your thoughts on this whole Chicago Bulls, potential rebuild? Because it was looking good a few years ago when they tried to put it together. Lonzo Ball coming in from New Orleans. They gave Vucevic that big contract. You know what I'm saying? Brought in DeMar DeRozan to pair up with Zach LaVine, and we was thinking, okay, they're gonna try and do something. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win anything.
Bro, that's the key part of your sentence, bro. It looked good a few years ago. It's long overdue now that the Chicago Bulls look in a different direction. Now, they had that hot streak, like you said, and everything was looking good. Lonzo Ball's a big part of that, like what Chino said. that injury has devastated them because the ability that they had to get out in the fast break, they had athletes as well on the fast break when they were at their best, so they could attack the rim, knock down 3-pointers from the outside. So it's a shame what's happened to Lonzo Ball and how that's affected the Chicago Bulls roster. But even when you look at the team now, Caruso, he's a positive part. Zach LaVine, you can tell that his mind is almost half in, half out. He's not 100% brought into the situation, and his performances have kind of reflected on that. DeMar DeRozan's always going to be one of those guys that can provide you with scoring, especially in the mid-range area. But apart from that, he's not really going to contribute at this point of his career. He's not going to push you above the threshold and keep you afloat. And then like bringing in Nick Vucevic at the time, it was a risky move, and it was a move that a lot of guys looked at and said, hey, the Bulls are really going for it, and it hasn't worked out now. So you've got this contract, you've got this guy that isn't really adding extra value in terms of winning, and you've put yourself in that situation for the next few years, added on with that Lonzo Ball injury. So, I mean, even Patrick Williams, you drafted him and probably have expected a little more out of him up to this point, but something just isn't clicking for him. So, in my opinion, it definitely is time to look for pastures new when it comes to the Chicago Bulls, and they haven't had any good luck for quite a while now. I mean, even when you look at the Derrick Rose era and how that ended, this kind of short-lived era of success for the Bulls that crashed and burned. Jim Boylan, even before that part, how they hated Jim Boylan as a head coach, and even going further in the history books after the Jordan era.
Yeah.
It's another situation where here we go again.
Here we go again. Literally, they're about to start all over again, because at that point in time, it was like look what Jem was saying here, like trading so many for Vucevic, right? Like that was a very, because at that time Vucevic was a coveted player at that time.
Yeah.
And then they said, all right, that's the guy we're gonna use as the cornerstone essentially of our defense, and then just go from there and build around him. But it's just gone horribly wrong, literally. And I think like both of you have said, Lonzo Ball's injury has caused a big destabilization for this, because you would have some hope for them and as a unit if he was still fit and available and playing. But with him not there, because that's a key person on defense, because like you've seen his development over the last several years before the injury, especially in New Orleans, where it's kind of school of hard knocks for him. He find himself in a situation after the trade from the Lakers, his hometown and all of that, to go somewhere completely new, and then he had to just start again and rebuild his game and rebuild his reputation. And then you saw him when he came to the Bulls, initially lockdown defender, ready for any challenge. And then obviously he developed his 3-point shooting as well when he was at New Orleans, and you saw that come into light when he was.
Why are we wasting time talking about the Martial of basketball?
Hey, that's your guy. Don't do that. That's your guy. Martial, your guy. Don't do that.
Hey, you dropped him, bro. You dropped him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he dropped it. Okay, yeah, fair enough. They sacked him from.
I dropped everybody. I'm done with football.
Gen brings up a good point here as well. I mean, like the management and even the comment before trading so much for Vooch. You gave away Wendell Carter Jr. He's having a productive time in Orlando. And then the draft pick that became Franz Wagner.
Oh yeah, Orlando won that for sure.
100%.
Bro, the Bulls are a dickhead, bro. That's why they're gonna get robbed. Like on this LaVine Caruso thing, bro. Somebody's gonna fleece them. That's why I want it to be Miami. Somebody's gonna fleece them, bro.
This is another big one. This one here is mad. Yeah. This one here is mad. When you look at what marketing is doing right now for the Jazz,
you know what? It's tough, right?
Bro, y'all talk about that. Go back. They gave up Jimmy. They didn't want to pay Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, you see, even Jimmy, bro. It's even mad.
There's been history with the different guys that have been in the upper management levels for Chicago over the years, and it just isn't getting better in terms of the decision making. Like you can argue that it's got a little bit better over the years, but still there's a tendency to make massive mistakes.
CM,
Yeah.
CM, you remember a certain man, bro, when the Burner Gate came out, bro, certain man said Billy Donovan is not a good coach. Well, it was Billy Donovan, right?
Yeah, Billy Donovan. That was in what you mean? What's the Twitter account called? Dropping dimes. Dropping
No,
dimes.
no,
It's not.
it was
Yeah.
KD. It was
Oh, it was
KD,
I
KD.
man.
remember KD
KD
said
Burner.
something about Billy Donovan, fam, and it's just
When they lost.
yeah.
Hey, where did Chino
Oh,
go? Hey, Chino just left, bro. Oh, he's
yeah.
back. He's back. He's
Oh,
back.
he's back. He's back.
He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back.
Oh, I chipped out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He just dropped out. What was you saying? The
Some
KD
people
burner.
when they went to the Warriors series and people was bringing up some stuff. He got on the burner
Mm.
and he was going ham on the burner about why they lost and Billy Donovan not being a good coach and a whole lot of stuff.
Fair enough.
But yeah, man, the Bulls gonna get fleeced again. But Lonzo, I feel like Lonzo Ball injury really what messed them up still.
For sure. That's what I think as well. You know, that injury just kind of just turned everything around for them because you got a young guy who like is at the right age profile that you can say, all right, go ahead, develop even more than what you're doing. And we can see it. I remember a game he played against the Lakers, but he torched them for like 30, like on a revenge tour type of thing. Like he was torching, man. They was number one in the East like a couple years ago, like first part of the first 25 games. They were top, got into the playoffs, and then as soon as they faced Giannis, they was out. It was done.
Yeah, that was the problem with this team, though. Like you could see there was a clear ceiling, and they even locked themselves into that spare room even more with that Vucevic trade. Because where do you go from there now? You're basically saying this is the roster that we want taking us forward for the next few years.
Hey,
but then you know once they get to the playoffs, they ain't going that far.
I got a quick question for you, man. Where is Patrick Beverly? Wasn't he down there in Chicago?
Yeah, last season, like towards the end.
He's in Philly now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's in Philly now.
But have he been playing? Is he injured or something? Because I've seen him on more podcasts than I've seen him on the court.
Yeah, see, look what you're doing. Look what you're doing.
He said, Cat, I'm disappointed in you, man. I'm disappointed in you. I taught you better.
Nah, he's in Philly. He played yesterday. He was trash yesterday. No, I can't lie. I don't think he scored. Yesterday.
Oh, damn.
I hope he scored. Maybe he got 2. But I don't think he scored yesterday. But fair enough. He played a lot of minutes though. I can't lie. Yesterday. But
I did not see him. I mean, I did turn that on and like I was watching on and off. Then I turned it on in the fourth.
Yeah. All I know is
Pat Bev went 0 for 4.
I told you he didn't score. From what I watched yesterday, I'm sure he didn't score. But you know, I saw Embiid, our reigning MVP, getting locked up by a 40-year-old Dominican man. But it's all good, isn't it? Like it's all good. You know, he's shook, bro. Whenever he sees my man, like, it's all good.
You know what? Both of us need to hurry and beat up the Bucks and the Philly, whichever one gets which one. Because I'm ready for that.
I want my rematch. I want my rematch, bro.
Oh, bro, we're fucking you, man, up, bro.
I know. No, you're not. Not this year. Bro. Not this year. I'm telling you, not this year, bro. I'm ready. This year is that year. Bro. This is that year.
You said that last year, bro. But all right, bro.
This year, I'm ready. As long as everybody's healthy.
If you man had Orny man is a very good coach. But
that's fine.
If you man had Orny man still, I would have give you man a higher percentage. But Mazdola ain't gonna coach around no circles around. So
he nearly did.
He really didn't. He really did,
bro.
Okay, all right, Roland. I'm gonna say this from an unbiased point of view and let you guys understand the Miami Heat. Miami only have 2 people they can depend on.
Yeah, there's only 2.
See, when you scheme around, like your whole scheme is shutting those 2 down, which is easy because those 2 get their money at the same spot, the free throw line or in the mid range, the dunker spot. That's where those 2 guys get their money from. They're not out there like pick and roll threes and stuff like that. Pick and pop for Bam, even like they're not doing those stuff, right? They're similar. They operate in the same area, so it's very easy. So when Caleb and the other guys ran out of steam when we went 3-0 up. Even in the finals, you see it. Because look at I was looking back at the final scores with Denver. Denver didn't blow us out in none of the games.
Uh-huh.
Huh? They didn't blow us out. They didn't blow us out. They were winning the game like 95 to 105.
Either way,
Like,
it was
we
comfortable.
just couldn't score.
They were comfortable
just couldn't
except
score.
for game 5. Game 5, they was a bit on edge in it because they was like, yo, this is the first time we've even been in this situation. But apart
Okay,
from
hear me out. But
apart
that's what
from
I'm
game
saying.
1 that you won, yeah, every other game they were comfy, fam. They were comfy.
But this is what I'm saying.
Miami Heat fans were leaving the stadium, bruv.
When our guys run out of steam, when the guys run out of steam, Jimmy and Bam, we don't have the role players. Like when the role players, they be using up all their magic per series. So Caleb used up all of his against you, man. Had nothing in the final. Truth used up all of his in the playing game. Had nothing the rest of the player. That's why Miami Heat fans are saying trade Tyler Hero. Bring in a guy like Caruso and more depth. Bring in more depth. Like, or if you don't want to do that, go get Dorian Finney-Smith and they want Spencer Shitwitty. I don't want Spencer Shitwitty, bro. He's shitty. But go bring in role players that's gonna know their role and you know what they're gonna give you every night. Even if their offense is not going, their defense is gonna be there, bro. And I feel like we're gonna do that this February. We're gonna do that. We're gonna make changes. We are gonna bring in, and our rookie already looked amazing. Oh my God, he's the best player in the East already, and he's Mexican, bro. That's my vato. That's my vato, fool.
You do this.
Don't fuck with him, Hesse.
You do this all
That's
the time.
my vato.
You do this all the time.
That's my vato.
You do this all the time, innit? Oh,
so what are you saying?
Pat Riley has
changes, yeah.
Pat Riley, you have to get him out of that care home. That Pat Riley, bro. You wake him up in his care home, bro, because he's not listening. He's sleeping right now, and it will happen again. But it's fine. Don't worry. You can say what you want to say in it. I'm waiting. Right now, we are the best team in the NBA right now, and wait, it's just gonna continue, bro. I'm ready. Last night, even though Philly played a back-to-back, yeah, but mind you, you didn't have to work hard in the game against the Pacers because they don't defend, right? We didn't have our two of our main guys. Jaylen Brown was ill, and KP was out with a little slight knee injury, bro, after running into Julius Randle on Monday, and we still had them with our bench guys, bro. I'm seeing guys. Sam Hauser played 35 minutes yesterday. He don't play 35 minutes for our team. So that's all I'm saying, isn't it? He was 3 He was 3
Don't compare us with Philly, bro.
He was
Philly made everything.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, anyway, let's not do this. When the time comes, the time will come, innit? Let's move on to the next topic. In-season tournament. Let me get into this right now. Right. What's your guys' thoughts on the in-season tournament, man? Like, how have you kind of experienced it from your perspective in terms of watching the games? Have you enjoyed it? Is it something nice and new and fresh to introduce into the regular season? Chino, I'm gonna start with you because I know you ain't got a lot of time left, and I know you want to get into this Draymond Green talk. You know what I'm saying?
All I gotta say is I've been enjoying it. We're undefeated in the in-season tournament. And we're gonna win that shit.
Hey.
Big talk. CM, what's your thoughts on the in-season tournament? How have you enjoyed watching it?
I'm loving the competition. I'm loving how a lot of the stars, like what Chino said at the start of the stream, are embracing the in-season tournament, and long may that continue. Because if it's gonna add a little bit of competition when usually at the start of the regular season, guys are kind of trying to find themselves or warm themselves up so they can find that mid-season form, then I'm here for it. My only question is, how it's gonna affect the players long term in the league, not just for this season, but for the seasons going forward. But because we do see sometimes when you add new things, whether it's changing up the All-Star game, whether it is this in season tournament. Initially, guys are, they're with it. They're excited by the change because it's something new. And then as it becomes the norm more so, everything goes back to normal. So I hope that year in, year out, the same level of competition and enthusiasm can stay around this tournament as the years go by. But I'm loving it so far.
Yeah. I mean, I watched your game against the Spurs. You can tell there's a bit of a buzz in every stadium whenever these games are on. Like, stadium was full up and the crowd was up for it, basically, and obviously there was a bit little backdrop. It was Chet versus Wemby and all of that type of stuff. So it kind of makes it nice. And obviously this picture here, with LeBron and KD, battling up in this thing. So like, it is nice, it's fresh, it's new. I like it. They caught some of them are ugly, some of them are nice, by something different. At least we get to see. And I want to see how it all shapes up when they go to Las Vegas in December. But it's interesting. It's real. He's trying to get the bread for two guys. Guys are two. Hey, if that's true, then, that's a nice thing, man. That bread there will help some young guys who are trying to make it in the league for sure.
That bread gonna help Dame pay for his divorce.
Oh my days. Gino, why are you doing this?
No comment.
Why are you doing this, Gino, fam?
No comment.
It's one of them.
Listen, heartbroken. You know what I mean?
That's one of them salty comments, fam, because he didn't go to Miami, fam. That's why.
I give a shit. He wanted us. Fuck
the
Bucks.
That's
who I'm mad at. I'm not mad at Dame. I'm not mad at Dame. I'm the one who's telling a lot of Heat fans on Twitter, like, relax. Like, don't be going on this victory lap because Dame is having bad games. Dame is having bad games because he's playing with a fucking running back. Bro. The running back who cried to his organization to get him there. Shout out to them for getting Dame. But the fit ain't right. The fit ain't right because the running back can't play off the ball. And Dame needs the ball. It's like actual football. You need the quarterback to operate and be the quarterback. But when you have a fucking Derrick Henry who just put his shoulder down, put his pads on, and run through people, that's all he can do. He needs the ball in his hand. Now your guy who used to operate the offense, get everything set up, come up with the ball, and can pull up from wherever. He now got to come up and hand the ball off to.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there.
Cheeto got cut off momentarily, fam. I'm hearing a lot of pain, fam.
It's the Antetokounmpo virus, bro. It just came and took over his computer, fam. Because I seen Giannis pull up, did a free, bro. Like a buzzer beater in a court. I was like, what?
Allow Giannis, fam. There's no Giannis hate on my side, fam. I know Chino's feeling it right now, fam. He says he don't care, fam. He says he's telling people to chill, but I can feel the blood pressure rising every single time he speaks, fam. It's Pete. He's missing Dame, fam.
Hey, you said it's true. They're just switching, fam. Giannis. Jeez, it's crazy.
Man,
they doing that shit, man. Bro. Oh my god.
All right. But let's get into some. All right, Celtics, OKC, Miami talk. All right. So yesterday I watched the game between the Celtics and the Sixers. Now I did say it whilst I was doing the game. I was like, Sixers are on the second night of a back-to-back. Obviously played against the Pacers and they lost in that game. Going into this game, I didn't know that there was a couple of injuries. I was hearing stuff about Kristaps Porzingis with the knee, but I didn't know Jaylen Brown woke up in the morning and was ill. So both of them out of the game meant that Sam Hauser had to come straight into the side and as a replacement for Jaylen Brown, and Horford had to start the game. Horford had a really good game, especially third and fourth quarter, where across those two quarters he hit four threes. So he was 4 from 8 from the 3-point line. And then obviously JT doing JT things, man, just closing out the game. And it's like some of that late game execution, which I thought was still going to be a struggle after what I saw Anthony Edwards do to him in that game where we lost to them. Seems from that they've already bounced back and learned that they have to share the ball a little bit more. and trust in other players to be able to get them out of tight spots.
Excuse me.
Look at this, disrespectful. But anyway,
you know.
you know what I'm saying?
I
But
said,
either way,
excuse me.
yeah.
Man,
That's fine.
I had to say.
But yeah, it was interesting to see Robert Covington, you know, getting a few points on the board after only scoring 2 in the game the previous night, which was a bit mad. I like to see, you know, what was happening from the bench. You know, like in that first quarter, some of the guys that came off the bench, like Delano Banton, he's I think he's a 3rd or 4th year guy. He was at Toronto, his hometown team last year. Came off the bench. I think he got a steal. I think he got 5 rebounds in that first quarter.
Where are you going with this?
I'm talking about my team, innit? Relax, you know what I'm saying? And all of these things contributed to us getting the victory. Al Horford locked up the reigning MVP.
Listen, let me tell you.
Hey,
no, I watched the game. Let me talk about
it. Say your piece.
Let me talk about your team real quick.
Say your piece.
You see your team is always gonna beat Philly because Philly are a bunch of pussies. Every time, like Embiid said, it's not even a rivalry. They get spanked every time they play you, man. Because they just lay down. Embiid and Maxey don't know what to do. They think you have to win the game against the Celtics on offense. No, you need to get stops on defense and get out and run. That's how you beat the Celtics. But Philly is a bunch of pussies. They got no dog. Patrick Beverly think he a dog, but he a fucking chihuahua. He ain't no dog. He just running around fooling everybody. So I don't want Boston fans to get their head big and feel like they beat somebody, because obviously you haven't beat anybody, because Anthony Edwards told you, man, like he said to JT, I play defense. Don't try me. And ripped him. Just like my boy Haywood Highsmith ripped him in the playoff last year. And you lucky Haywood wasn't healthy when we play you, man, earlier in the season. Because if Haywood Highsmith was healthy when we played you, man, it would have been locked up on JT's ass. Pause. But don't be getting your head giddy. But, my brother, celebrate the win, though, because you, man, actually did us a favor. And we have the longest win streak now. So I like that.
You're doing all of this, yeah, for JT, only for MVP JT, yeah, to be cooking you in the playoffs. Yeah, is that what you want? Keep talking.
He's not cooking.
MVP JT.
He's cooking you, bro. He'll cook you. Trust me.
That screen merchant is not cooking a motherfucker.
Hey, that he can do the high screen and roll, or he's gonna be attacking you in
that
the
screen merchant is not cooking a
mid-range.
motherfucking thing.
He's got the post ups now. He's been working with Sam Cassell. He's got the post-up game, little fade away. He's ready, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And now that we got, you man got smaller, so now we can actually put Bam on him. So it's gonna be different. I'm ready.
Don't worry. We're ready. All right, we're gonna move on to OKC. Obviously, got their victory in the in-season tournament over the Spurs. You know, that was a good game. I watched that game. It was. I like watching OKC, man. Just young, energetic guys that can shoot as well. But CM, take over, bro. Let me know what your thoughts on the team and the game.
Well, yeah, we ended the half, I think, with about a 10-point lead or something like that, and really pulled away from San Antonio in the third quarter. Outscored them 33-18, and the two guys on the screen, Shea and Josh Giddey, were a big part of that. 13 points from Shea in the third, 10 points from Josh Giddey. And they really helped us win the game early on, because a lot of those guys from the starting lineup were out of the game come the fourth quarter. Not a lot of those guys played minutes. I think only one of our guys on the starting lineup played in the fourth. Yeah, and that was Shet. So, but yeah, they kind of marketed this game as the rookie matchup, Shet versus Wemby. And I think offensively, both of them didn't have their best games, which it's all right, isn't it? Because especially from our point of view with Chet Holmgren, we're not expecting him to be a top offensive guy. Obviously, it will be great for him to contribute on that level, but we also understand what he provides us from a defensive standpoint as well, with his rebounding, with his rim protection too. I mean, General brings up a good point in the comments, asking a question about Josh Giddey regarding like the recent talk of him potentially being a trade piece for OKC. And I've kind of done a lot of research regarding that, and a lot of the talk would be to try and get a big next to Chet Holmgren. I hear it, but even then, I don't really think the organization are ready to make that move just yet. But we'll have to see. But in this game specifically, Josh Giddey gave you the goods. I know he's not exactly a great 3-point shooter, way below average. I think he's shooting below 20% this season. But and that would be the reason why you look at him as a player and say he's a potential liability. The fact that Shea kind of performs slightly better when he's off the court, for example, as well. But it was a good game for OKC, once again winning an in-season tournament and showing their experience in comparison to San Antonio's as well, which I think we are quite far ahead of them in that process right now as a team, and especially what we've experienced as a collective.
For sure. Because I mean, just watching it, I was like, you could see the difference between the two sides. Because I think with the Spurs, it's like Wemby's they know Wemby's the main guy or supposed to be the main guy, but they're still trying to figure out how to play with him in there. And to be honest, it's on Pop to make the system be built around Wemby. But he's having to plug and play him in here right now just so he can get experience of the league. Where with OKC, it's pretty seamless. You could tell everybody knew exactly what they were doing on the court and contributed to it the same way. But yeah, like I didn't hear about the Josh Giddey rumors, but that's pretty interesting that potentially OKC see Josh Giddey, not Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren as more of a 4 than a 5. Or the other way around. I don't know, but it's pretty interesting from that perspective.
Well, the news was kind of pretty low key, so I don't know if we could call it rumors just yet on that side of things on the organization. It's kind of more so people stirring up the conversation of, okay, Josh Giddey, we've seen him play with SGA in particular, and it's funded the team for a while now. So it's like, how can we maximize this and get this team on another level? And you look at the players that they potentially have. Who could you make a move and bring in somebody that will improve this team? And that was kind of the conversation around that situation. But like I said, I'm not really feeling like we're in that position right now, especially Sam Presti, where he's in that kind of mindset where he wants to get rid of one of those guys just yet.
See him.
Yo.
Greedy for Thomas Bryant.
I'm not. Nah. Yeah, you. Good.
See, look, you know what I'm saying? They want everybody. In Miami, they want everyone, bro. It don't matter who it is,
Hey,
everybody.
Said, if you fit the billing, fam, we could transform you into that Heat culture, fam.
You know what I'm saying? They want everyone, bro. Bro, it's funny. Hey, Chino, quick roundup on the Miami Heat, obviously getting the win against the Hornets in their last game. They play tonight against the Nets in a back-to-back. But what's your thoughts on the Miami Heat, man? Obviously now 7-4 record after starting the season 1-4.
About to be 7-0 run. About to be on a 7-0 run tonight. But yeah, things are looking great, man. We don't have the ball hog out there. Our own one and only Bruno Fernandes. Empty stats. But half of the fan base think he's a god and don't want to get rid of him. While he's just putting up empty stats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's been down. So Bam and Jimmy get to go to work and do their thing. Bam been carrying us, man. Offensively and defensively. He's been on it. He's been one of the best. He's been up there with Embiid and Jokic. Them three been the three best centers in the league so far. Numbers wise and high test wise if you're watching the games. But Spo still figuring out lineups. Actually, we've been undefeated since Haywood Highsmith.
Came
Since
back in.
Haywood Highsmith came in the
Yeah,
starting lineup.
yeah, it's true. I've seen.
Mm.
So that's
Hey,
kind of mad. Spo kind of bench Kevin Love and
Mm,
brought Highsmith into the starting lineup.
yeah,
So life been great as a Heat fan, man. Obviously, a lot of us Heat fans know we need to do something. We need firepower.
yeah.
Caleb Martin haven't played this season. And the two games he have played, it was limited minutes because his knees bothering him. They say he's active tonight.
Mm,
We're not expecting much from him. But Caleb is one of the pieces that I'm willing to move to get depth.
mm,
Because if you can, sell him to somebody and see what they're willing to throw at him, because it's all good that me and you in the East, because obviously CM is way out west. But we're talking about us. And I don't fear Philly and the Bucks. We know how to get their number. Just give the running back the ball and foul him. Um, but there's a team that we should be looking at, Roland. That's coming. Pause. The Pacers, the
Hey,
Indiana Pacers.
when I said this, everybody said I was mad.
Yeah,
But
no, I did call you mad.
you
I
called me
I
mad.
remember I called you mad.
You called me mad. And I said, watch out. And I do this every year. I do like to look at the teams outside of who we always expect. This team, with Rick Carlisle leading it, he shaped it nicely, bro. Obi Toppin scored, I think, 28 in their last game against Philly. Like, he was acting different.
hey.
Like, I ain't never seen him do that before. But, and Halliburton, obviously, now everyone's doing the conversation. Did the Kings trade the wrong guard?
I've been said that. I thought so at the time.
That's the combo now.
Because why I thought so was because, like I said, Roland, I always say this on here, and too, because I told
Oh
you
yeah,
when I
for sure.
went to the
Yeah,
game.
yeah, for sure.
I
Oh yeah,
watched him in person, and
live. Yeah, I know. I
he
remember.
dropped 15 dimes on us, and they were effortless. And I was like, this guy is gonna be dangerous. Because why I said that at the time, right? And now people is talking about it was his mechanics, his shooting mechanics was off. I knew he could shoot the three ball because he got a couple, right? And
Mm,
he hit them against Miami when I watched it when he was out the Kings. And now we start rushing out to him. So he started using his length, faking it, driving, wide open layup, and he's dropping dimes. And
mm.
I'm like, nah, this kid can hoop. I like him. And when the trade happened was 6 months after that game. I was
Yeah.
like, what
Right.
the F is the Kings doing? Hold on.
Hey,
Nah,
just a quick thing on
Um,
Tyrese. He's
go
just
ahead.
the fifth player in NBA history with 30 plus points, 15 plus assists, and 0 turnovers in a game.
yeah,
He stands there with James Harden, LeBron, Chris Paul, and John Stockton.
crazy,
Bro, he's been hooping, bro. I'm telling you.
crazy.
Mm.
It's like
Actually.
I remember Chino saying that he went to go and watch the Kings when they played Miami. This is 2 years ago. I remember he came on the screen. Yeah, we were watching the game, and he said he was going to that game. And then when we spoke, like after that, he was like, "Yeah, this kid's something special." And I was the same way. Me, I was surprised, and I was talking to Yank as well. When it happened, Yank wasn't happy. He was like, "Yeah, they should have found some way of keeping them both together."
Mm-hmm.
But they had to break them up, and obviously we've started to see how they've developed and how that trade has helped them a bit in the West. But you can't
You
help
see,
but
the thing is, the Kings aren't the Kings without De'Aaron Fox.
yeah.
The King in their current image,
Mm.
that isn't the same team without De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
So you can see that both sides are benefiting from it.
Yeah,
Because
that's
De'Aaron
true.
has grown, and you've seen Tyrese in Indiana grow as a player even more too.
And I mean, ultimately, that was gonna have to happen. I think two players like that at that level, with two guards at that level, is gonna be tough when one has to share. Well, where they have to share the ball essentially. Both can do pretty much the same thing in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they're both on.
I agree. Hold on. I'll come back in. I'll let this thing kick me off because I'm about to move.
All right, cool.
So hold on.
All right, cool.
Let me see. Get off.
What's Chino doing, bro? Hey, Chino, what you doing, bro?
I think you might be transitioning to that Bluetooth audio.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Can you might hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so I needed. Nah, I'm moving off the Wi-Fi, so I needed this thing to jump onto my cellular data.
Fair.
I agree with what CM said, right? Both team benefits, but what I've always said to you, man, on here or behind closed door or talking to my friends, anyone that I talk hoop with, when I talk about that trade in the Kings, I've always felt.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi.
Here is the thing.
You're back.
It's moving mad.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, you cut out for a second.
I always felt like, here's the thing. Switch it up, okay? You switch it up, but Fox was there. Fox was there for what? About 2-3 years before Haliburton got there.
I think 2 years.
Or something like.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
Exactly, right? And I was like, why not just build around the young guy? I know Fox is elite, and I thought Fox could have got them more assets than Haliburton. That's what I thought. But it wasn't a hard reset. It was, we're gonna use this guy to get us a couple pieces that we need to put around the area. At the same time, you could have used De'Aaron to do a reset and put pieces around Tyrese, because yes, Fox got the heart, and when he get in the paint, he drive. He's gonna get that. So it's like, why not build around Haliburton? Why did they choose to build around Fox? But all in all, I mean, like CM said, both team benefits. But I felt like now, because Sabonis is mad inconsistent. And as a Kings fan can tell you, like, because I live here by Sacramento, I hear them every freaking day. My physical therapist that I'm about to go see, she's a King fan. And every time she's massaging my knee before we get started, pause. But no, I ain't need to pause that.
There ain't no pause on that.
Massage my knee. But every time she's massaging my knee, she always bring it up. She always talk about how she's annoyed with Sabonis because he's just so inconsistent.
Yeah. Fair. All right, let's get into some league roundup, man, because we're gonna start off here, bro, because this Draymond thing is a mad thing. Yeah. All right, cool. So Timberwolves Warriors playing a second game, this time in the after Sunday into the in-season tournament on, I believe it was Wednesday, or was it Tuesday night, whenever it was. 2 minutes haven't even gone in the game. Nobody scored a bucket, bro, and then this is happening.
Playing the game was going out of here, and then all of a sudden Gobert comes in, and Draymond's like, no. Yeah, it's chill out. And then Draymond, he headlocked Gobert there, so yeah,
bro, what the hell?
Hey, Rudy was reaching out for help, fam. He was going like this. I was like,
Rudy was staring into that bright white light, bro. He didn't know what was happening with his life at that point, fam. That is nuts, bro. The hell, man. Fam. And then as a result, let me just share my screen, because yesterday we get the news from Woj. The quick announcement letting us know he's being suspended for 5 games. Now, what's your thoughts on this, bro? Because that's crazy, bro.
He's lucky he was suspended for more games, especially with Draymond's track record and how the NBA treats him and perceives him to be. It was silly, man. Like, look, we love when games get chippy sometimes, innit? But to have the guy in a headlock, fam, and to be choking the brother out, like proper Samoa Joe style, fam, it's peak. It's peak.
Like, Samoa Joe, that's a throwback for me, boy.
Like man had him in the coquina clutch, fam. He couldn't breathe, fam. But nah, fam, Draymond's just out here wilding at this point, fam. It's actually peak, I'm not gonna lie. And then I think Clay kind of got a light fine as well. Like, bro, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was funny. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's like, Draymond, bro, when is he gonna learn, fam? Because look, T saying it in the chat, big up T, fam.
Big up T.
5 games ain't enough for a guy like Draymond Green, fam, because he will come back and do it again, bro. He's a repeat offender.
All right, and now I'm gonna cut you off right there because we need to play this one now. Yeah, this is him as a repeat offender, bro.
Competition's paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Don't you call this a regular jam. I'm gonna rock this land. I'm gonna take this city bitty world by storm. And I'm just getting warm. Just like Muhammad Ali, they called them Cassius. Watch me bash this beat like a skull that you knew I had beef with. Why do you riff with me, the maniac psycho? And when I pull out my jam and get ready, cause it might go blow. How you like me now? The ripper will not allow you to get with Mr. Smith, don't riff. Listen to my gear shift. I'm blasting, outlasting, kinda like.
Bro, YouTube probably gonna take this video down, boy, because of the song, but you know, we needed to see that, fam. This is that is the history
one, bro,
of Draymond Green, fam, in the NBA.
Yo.
They said if they do a comp, yeah, that's what they're gonna show, bro. All of those incidents, bro. No basketball at all, bro.
Yeah.
Just fighting, bro.
You saw that other tweet where it was like, what are people gonna remember Draymond Green for?
Bro, is this
The altercations?
No, it's the trash talking, all of that, fam. Like the stuff that he did with Paul Pierce. Don't love you like that.
The fuck, bro, made me miss the Draymond highlight tape, bro. You fucking bro, this motherfucker about to see me, bro. The receptionist at my physical therapy call me to tell me that my appointment can possibly be a progress report. Bro, don't call me, bro. You about to see me in like 5 minutes, bro. What's wrong with you? But yeah, what did I miss, bro? Because that Draymond mixtape is fire.
Yeah, look. T said this year, yeah. If I'm Rudy, I'm mad at my teammates for letting him have me a headlock for that long, yeah. But you know what was funny, yeah? It was when Steve Kerr was like, Draymond, no. I was like, yo, they've seen this before. They just can't stop him when he's in that mode, yeah. And like, bro, but like the thing about it is, yeah, all right. So I hear why Draymond did it. Yeah,
listen, did I send you the thread?
Which one?
Did you read the thread of the whole beef?
What, the insecurity is loud thing?
No, it started way before. Like
before that.
There's a thread, yeah. It's been going
the Warriors
on.
Muse thing, yeah.
I need to.
I mean, I'm gonna send it in private. I'm gonna send it in private.
You got it.
Yeah, the Warriors Muse thing, isn't it? Chino.
Fair. All right, I'm gonna check that out later. But like,
it's like Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert beef history.
Yeah, because like the way it looked here was like, bro, why have you gone for him straight away? Because it's like it ain't got nothing to do with you like that. To the point where you're gonna choke man out, bro, with a smile on your face, bro.
And it was so nonchalant, fam. This brother just went in there, fam, was dragging him back like this.
Yeah, nah. And then obviously Rudy had his comments after the game saying that Draymond's a clown. He does this so he gets ejected, so because he's not playing with Steph. Obviously Steph out with an injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. And then obviously Draymond now for the 5 games. He's also going to miss that game. I think against the Spurs. There's a game in the in-season tournament he misses too. I mean, as for Draymond, I don't even have anything to say about him. Honestly, like I just know that this is how he is. This is how he's always going to be till he ends. Nothing's going to change, and he'll continue to do this. Because I think 5 games is not really excessive. It's kind of like at the limit of where it should be. But then the thing about it is that Adam Silver's done this because obviously the image that it projects of.
I'm about to block everybody from calling me, bro. Why
Oh,
don't you call me?
The in-season tournament, because the in-season tournament image now, when you put that in YouTube, in Google, you're gonna be seeing this, bro. You're gonna be seeing angles of this, bro.
Oh wait, that was an in-season game.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, shit.
it's crazy, bro. Because that's the image.
Bro,
Because
but
obviously
the
they're trying to do,
the game was 0-0. That's what make it bad.
bro. The 2 minutes hadn't even gone, and they was. But the thing about it was carryover. So I was watching it on the Warriors No, it was a Timberwolves thing. No, it was the Warriors commentary when I was watching that. When I watched it back, and the first 2 minutes, this guy on the commentary went like this: "Oh, they shouldn't rise to what's gonna happen. Like, you know, it's gonna get chirpy. It's gonna like." And as soon as he said it, boom, it was into it with each other. And it's carryover from the game on Sunday where Draymond and Anthony Edwards were going at it. And then obviously Anthony Edwards cooked him and the team. And then they come into this game and it's just all hell's broken loose. But yeah, man, it's a crazy situation, man. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. But let's get to some actual like roundup and stuff. Right. Tino's driving on his way to his appointment. You know, so let's mute him. I'm gonna stop my screen. Well, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna share a new screen, just giving up the tables and all of that, and then we could talk about some of these teams before we wrap this show up. Just give me 1 second, if it's gonna allow me to do so.
Hi, bro. Hello, you might
Yo.
hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. I could just hear bare engine, bro.
That's not my engine.
Bro, that's your engine, fam. Your engine's moving mad, fam.
Nah, that's the other people around me engine. Are we gonna talk about the fight or what, bro?
What fight?
Draymond.
Bro, talk about it. We spoke about it. You talk about it.
Oh, Rudy got his ass beat, bro. That shit crazy. Nah, they gonna kick that nigga out the lead though, Draymond, bro. Adam Silver about to pull up on him though. He gonna get a talk. You know, Silver don't play no games when it comes to the image of his league.
Oh, for sure. All right, so Eastern Conference, you know, the top 6 as it stands right now. Celtics top with 9-2. You know, won the last 4 games. I'm happy with what I've been seeing. I have nothing else to say. The Sixers were looking like they was on their little run, and they've lost their last 2. You know, after an 8-game winning streak. The Miami Heat have come out of nowhere, though. We've already heard Chino stuff, so I ain't got nothing to say. Chino can't say anything. We've heard what
Why did we come out of nowhere, pussy? We've been here. We went
1-4.
finals.
I'm seeing, 1-4, bro, and they're putting up pictures of Tyler Hero pointing at the camera, bro.
People, you see how my friend got me calling him the P word, man, because of this rivalry shit, man. Nah, but hey, that pussy wasn't for my friend Roland. That was for the Celtics fan in him still, but he understand. He understand. I know he understand. But nah, we've been here. We've been here. Stop talking shit, man. We've been here. What are you talking about? We've been here. What do you mean? Out of the last 4 years, we represent the East in the finals.
We know.
We've been here.
We know. It's all good. But how many have you won since then, though?
This year is gonna be our first. Don't worry about it.
Hey.
All right. The Pacers, obviously, we've spoken about them.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing really well. Really, they're one of the number. I think they're top 5 offense in the league. So you know they can't defend. I'll say that. But you know they definitely when they're on the offense, they're really good. The Bucks a little bit shaky at points. You know, a bit injury here between injury sharing between the 2 stars there, Giannis and Dame. But they seem to have steadied the ship a little bit. Won their last 2. The Brooklyn Nets. I've watched them closely this season. They look like they're going to be a very hard-working team for sure. Going to be one of the fittest teams on the court for sure. But they're lacking some star power to really fire them into a certain position after losing KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, obviously. What's your thoughts on that top 6 CM, bro? Like anything surprising standing out to you?
Hey, at this moment, not really, you know. I mean, Miami, kudos to them, man. They're playing some good basketball right now, and they've got themselves right back up there. Philly and Celtic, self-explanatory for this point of the regular season. You've touched on most of it. You know, funny enough, I'm looking at the Charlotte Hornets down there in 13th, yeah. And I wanted to ask a question going into this because there's a bit of news that has come out for the organization. So question number 1, LaMelo Ball has been on a tear so far this season. Last 5 games, he's dropped 28, 32, 25, 34, 30. And let's not speak about the assists. We all know he can provide assists and get rebounds at the same time. But unfortunately, 4 out of those 5 games were losing efforts. And people have been saying they need to get help for Melo. Now, the first question that comes out of that is there a future for him to thrive in the Hornets organization? And I can kind of anticipate what the answer is there. The next piece of news is the fact that Miles Bridges will be returning to the team, and they've already put out some kind of PR when it comes to his return. And I'm going to read a bit of it here. So Miles Bridges believes that the public perception of him will change if he helps the Hornets get back on track. I know a lot of people feel some type of way about me being back, and I understand that. Yeah, it will be a while before I gain their trust back. So I'm just going to go out there and play. If I get us some more wins, people's perspectives will change. Now, do you think, first and foremost, that it is problematic for him to return? Obviously, he was on a suspension due to the incident that took place. And the second question is, do you think that he will impact that team in any way when it comes to getting them more wins on the board?
I want to go first. Shut up, Baldy. First and foremost, brother, nobody's about to respect you. You're a woman beater, so you ain't getting no trust back. And we've seen the image, big man. Don't do this. But he will impact them. He will win. Miles Bridges is a very talented player. Like, he's a very good player. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the things he can do, shoot from the corner. PJ Washington been looking good too, and then the center they've been using been looking good. So they're gonna have pieces, you know, how they're gonna use them when he come back. The thing about the Charlotte Hornets, still see them on their record. It's not that they're bad. Obviously, like the Pacers, right? The Pacers are bad defensively, like Roland said. It's not like they're bad defensively. It's just that they're young and stupid. They don't know how to control the game. They don't have the vets to control the game, control the temper. Know when you're up, dismount, start just don't take your foot off the pedal, but start wasting the time. They will be up 15, and they will still come down in 3 seconds into the shot clock, jack up for 3. You know, that's stupidity. Like, you gotta know how to start using the clock. Like things like those impact basketball games, and they don't understand those type of things because they don't have the vets. And putting it all on Melo is kind of it's unfair, but that's what the public do when you're that level of pick. Like that's just what they do. They expect everybody to be fucking Superman, LeBron James, and just carry a sucker team. But there's only so much people can do. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this day and age. Like, back then, not saying LeBron competition was like booty cheeks, but like the picks that you're getting now, like in this day and age, like Giannis and Jokic are 2nd-round picks. Like, you weren't getting those type of picks in LeBron day and age. You know what I'm saying? So now the competition is more harder, so you need more pieces around you to help you win. So it's not all in Melo. The organization, we all know about the organization. Like, come on, we know about the front office. Like, it's a joke thing there. But they're a very good team. They got very young pieces. And that statement, the last thing I'll say, that statement is fuck the Charlotte Hornets. Because when you dye your hair, dancing around on camera and calling yourself the GOAT, fuck that nigga. He got CTE. We don't want him. Kick him out of the league.
But when you beat up your baby mom in front of your kids, oh yeah, bring him back. We want him. You know what I'm saying? That's nasty. Like I don't respect that. But shout out to the goat still. Go listen to his track on what's it called? SoundCloud. That shit bop. I'm not gonna lie. Kai Jones. That shit. Hey, hold on. Listen to it, bro.
Hashtag goat life.
Yeah, no. Hey, shout out to Kai Jones though. But yeah, the Hornets, they did some shady shit, man. But I just pulled up.
I feel like someone from the organization slipped something in his drink, fam. He's never been the same.
Nah, bro, he was off the perk 30, bro. He was
he was on the perks, bro. Like that's how it looked to me. I can't lie, but like, like to answer your first question, I think it's gonna get to a point because there's a lack of direction at that organization, and it's been like that for years. To be fair, you know, all the way back since.
Hey, man, I just pulled up to therapy.
Oh, I have a good one. I hope it's a good one, bro.
I'll see y'all in the group chat.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk about the games later.
All right, bro.
Take care, bro.
Peace out.
Have a good session.
Yes, sir. Hey, Roland, you know this? What's the name didn't show up, and then
you probably wasn't there yesterday as well.
I'll see you, man, later.
All right, man.
You got Chino.
We got Chino, man. Make sure you follow Chino on Twitter, fam. But yeah, to answer your first question, I think it's going to get to a point for LaMelo Ball that he's going to become so good that like he'll become fed up of, you know, basically leading a team that's not going to go anywhere because there's a lack of direction at the top from the organization. Obviously, we know Michael Jordan. I don't know if he's already sold it, but or he sold his stake, or if it's in the works.
Yeah, in the process.
Yeah. But it's been going back since the CP3 days, where like, you know, that the lack of direction there, just because of how, you know, how it came about, you know, the actual organization and all of that in Charlotte, it's literally been the remnants of that, just been dragging through all the years of a lack of direction, and it's literally now spilling out onto the court. And yeah, I think it'll get to a point where he's going to be putting up so many good numbers, you know, scoring wise and all of that stuff, to, you know, he's just going to get fed up and want to ask out. And they will have to rebuild and start again, like we've seen so many times across these leagues. The Kemba days.
It feels so long ago when Kemba was putting up numbers for the Hornets.
For sure.
And they still weren't winning games.
For sure. And it's like, it's the same type of thing that's happening again because of the lack of direction. So like now with this whole Miles Bridges thing, right, where Chino's right, it's nasty work because, you know, you've basically got rid of a guy in Kai Jones for tweeting that I want to get traded. This guy, there's evidence on record, arrest warrants and court appearances for domestic violence, and he's gonna be back into the team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Like, bro, you said the words, and it's, I don't know. I feel like it sets a bad precedent, you know, especially when you bring up the Kai Jones situation and how like he clearly needs some kind of support mentally. He might not say it, but clearly, especially with an outburst like that, you need support internally from the team that you're on. And they kind of dashed him to the curb. Now, whether he helped himself or not, that's another thing, innit? Because a lot of the time, if it is what we suspect in, you know, drug abuse or something like that, sometimes the guys that are, you know, taking those substances, they kind of push people to the limit, to the point where it's like, okay, we can't help this guy anymore. And you kind of have to just let him work out that way of life or hope that he falls back into the right rhythm of things. But yeah, I mean, Bridges, look, we nobody's gonna look at him from a certain standpoint and forget what he did, especially when it's a case of domestic abuse. You know, in cases like this, with how like even looking at the case in its intricacy and the things that were done, it's very traumatizing for people to look at. So if he's looking for his like reputation to be rebuilt in that regard, then you're looking at the wrong thing. he just needs to put his head down and play basketball, and but from a standpoint where it's like looking at where he's coming from, how the case kind of ended up, there's gonna be a sour taste with a lot of NBA fans. You know what I mean? Especially female NBA fans.
For sure.
Too. So yeah, the only question I'd ask is what kind of precedent does it send? But and that's an interesting thing too, because when I look at Adam Silver, and obviously he will give the Hornets organization a lot of power to make the right decision, and they've made the decision they feel like is the right one in it. So NBA players as well. Good, very good point there. You know, because it like the NBA is a brotherhood, isn't it?
Yeah,
and you can see how perceptions of players affect the way that other guys interact with them. And you know, he'll be at the lowest of low right now. Real talk. Like that's the crazy thing about it. Like you're not forgiven.
You're not forgiven. Like that's the thing. Is like also another thing I need to mention about that organization. There's a lack of veterans in that locker room there. There's a big lack because you see the way because I mean, fair enough in it. Like you know, like the guy's gonna come back, and there may be some players that just not gonna mess with him at all. But there's a lot of his teammates look like they're very much anticipating him coming back. Two of the major guys in obviously LaMelo Ball is a friend of his apparently, and then PJ Washington. They like and then you've got a young guy you just drafted in Brandon Miller who doesn't know any better and will just follow along with the crowd because he wants to, you know, interact with his teammates more and all of this. They need a veteran presence, and that's up to the organization. As I said, there's a lack of direction there and all of that, but yeah, it's a bit nuts.
The only guys that you look at, Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, even though he hasn't seemed to be the best of influences on that. So you're looking at like Gordon Hayward as really the only stand-up vet guy, 13 years experience. Ish Smith, maybe.
Ish Smith too.
Apart from that, who are you really looking at to say step up? You know what I mean?
Because that's what I'm saying. Because they were talking about this. Like I was watching Jeff Teague's podcast, and he was speaking about like his experience as a vet guy in the locker room, where there's some vets who are very hands-on and try and take people under their wings, and there's others that just don't care. Because at the same time, if you are a veteran who's not really done much in the NBA in regards to, you know, winning and championships and being around championship winning teams or anything like that, these young guys coming into the league be like, yo, like, who are you? Like I don't know you. I've never heard of you. So they're not going to respect whatever you're trying to give them. So it's really about, and then obviously because of the like lowly position of the Hornets, like what kind of veteran are they going to be able to bring in? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you're going to be getting guys like Ish Smith and a Gordon Hayward who, you know, at a certain point in time, he was up there and we were thinking, oh, he's going to be something. Injury kind of cuts that all apart and he's no longer the same type of player again. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the problem I think that they have. And they're kind of in that little position right now where, like, even as an organization, they don't, I mean, obviously you have the GOAT as your owner, but how hands-on was he even in that regards to, you know what I'm saying? Like where, you know, the Detroit Pistons, there's such a culture around them. You got all of these older guys like, you know, Rasheed Wallace and, you know what I'm saying? Like guys that can come in and help them, or, you know, there's loads of people that could come and help that young group, that where maybe they don't necessarily need a veteran in that squad of players, even though they do have a couple, but like you won't need anyone when you've got a history that backs you up. You know, 3 titles, I think it is, in their history, plus all of these legends of their team that can come in there and, you know, at least talk to the guys and put them, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't have that with the Charlotte Hornets, you know what I mean? So it's very interesting in the position that they find themselves in, and I don't know how it's going to be fixed, to be honest with you. But
especially when you don't have that culture built up historically, it's hard for people to come to that organization or even look at the organization and say, we've got something to build upon. You know, it's like they're trying to build up something now, but you don't have the experience, you don't have the personnel or the knowledge to step up that ladder
That's what I'm seeing. I'm just saying, like, they don't have no history. It's like, yeah, I don't know how much an owner in Michael Jordan can really go down and reach out. Like, I'm sure he speaks to a lot of the players, or he had in his time, but you don't know what that, like, some of those kids would be just like they would have been fans or whatever. But like, yeah, it's just massive moved into Mexico. Yeah,
you said reset, man.
They may have to, you know. Honestly, they may have to, because to be honest with you, the way it kind of ended, or how it began, wasn't really the most, like, it didn't seem the most legal way, bro. You know what I'm saying? With just from just the standpoint, because obviously David Stern was the owner. He was the owner of the organization at a certain point, if you remember back in them days. Yeah, so it's like,
that was strange, bro. That was
from that point, it's already strange.
Because he was a part of vetoing the Chris Paul to the Lakers.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was strange in the makeup of it was just strange. And it just basically followed them this whole time. So it's just like, maybe it is time for a reset, for real. Maybe it is. I know there's some expansion opportunities coming. I'm praying that there's no St. Louis expansion, because Jason Tatum is going to go to St. Louis. He's going back home. You're going to be the star of your...
St. Louis, this is for you.
That's what I don't want to happen. I hope there's no St. Louis organization. They need to bring back the Supersonics.
Yeah, 100%. You know, someone will be happy about that. Super Nick. She was a Supersonic fan back in the days.
I remember she was saying something about the whole Gary Payton stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's what I see happening potentially. But anyway, let's move on to the Western Conference before we wrap this up. Obviously, Denver doing Denver stuff, man. Like, they're still looking unstoppable right now. The Mavs winning 9 games out of their first 12. What do you think about Dallas for their start of the season? Obviously, we don't know how it's going to end up, but their start looks really good. Looks like Luka and Kyrie have gelled a little bit more, and some of the other pieces within their team doing their thing.
Yeah, 100%. Like that, what he said last week. Things are looking good for them, and I was like, when their fixture schedule gets a bit tougher, we'll find out a bit more about this Mavericks team when they're tested on both sides. But you know, like what you guys are saying in the chat, they have kind of shocked me with the way they started this season, much like the Minnesota Timberwolves, even. You know, in regards to Anthony Edwards elevating his play, Rudy Gobert being regarded as that top rim protector. Once again this season, he's kind of, had a little resurgence, short career resurgence. Karl Anthony Towns has had a tough start to the season at times, but even then, his team is still contributing to wins with everybody being relatively healthy. So those two teams have been the standout guys in the West. I think OKC, they've started well. And what you'll see about that team, even though I'm not going to say too much, is when we play at our own pace, that's when we're at our best. Not when it's like relying on one guy, we're passing the ball and everybody's involved. Golden State, we kind of touched on them. It's been a difficult start to this season. Once again, they've had guys out. Steph's out right now. Draymond's going to be out, suspended. Klay Thompson, inconsistent, not looking like his former self. And then they're relying on other guys who can step up. It's a bit of a tight situation there in San Francisco. The Lakers, questionable. Phoenix, they still haven't been able to see their big three after Bradley Beal was revealed out for their game. So the question is, are we going to see this lineup consistently as the season goes on? And hopefully that will translate to wins for them on a consistent basis, because, I mean, you know, they've lost some games with KD. Booker's been out, and Bradley Beal's been out relatively for the whole time. And that again, we were saying Memphis, 2-9, in desperate need for some Ja Morant returns at this point. Look, Dylan Brooks said something about how the Memphis Grizzlies made him the scapegoat after the whole situation that happened. We kind of touched on it, I think, either last week or the one before, where it was kind of like, man, the way they got rid of him, stone cold. And the way they've started the season, they are absolutely struggling right now. And I'm not sure if injecting Ja Morant into this situation is a surefire fix. You know, because obviously he's a massive part of this team, the culture. He's an underrated leader for me, in my opinion, a very underrated leader on the court too. So no doubt it will have some sort of an impact. But you know, losing Steven Adams, one like to injury for the entire season, that's a massive blow. You know, and you know he's an underrated guy once again on the court as a screen setter defensively, just setting the tone. So you're relying on guys like Desmond Bane, Triple J to step up offensively as well, even more so than they lost Tyus Jones, of course, in the off season, which is a pretty big miss for them as the backup point guard. Obviously, they brought in Marcus Smart, but I think in terms of who complemented the offense more, in my opinion, that's Tyus Jones. He's more of the better traditional point guard than a Marcus Smart is, even though he has that kind of element of fight, grit and grind. But it's an unfortunate situation that's happening right. Because I remember when we was doing the predictions and I completely forgot to leave what Memphis.
It's looking like your initial prediction was correct. Because even with a Ja Morant, and I said it last week, after you said it, I was like, they might miss out on the playoffs, you know. Just because like you look how, because it's a far gap with all these teams, because the West is always the West. It's very difficult. It's so close. They're gonna have to go on a mad amount of games where they have to win as much as they can. And it might just be too late. Ja will be back in about a month, I think. He's still got a month.
It's difficult in the West, bro. It's difficult. Everybody's out there fighting.
They might miss out. That's the way it looks right now. Bottom right now, they might miss out. New Orleans Pelicans. There's one more thing to say about this. Did you see the interview with Zion?
Like he's trying to buy in.
And I was like, bro, did he just come off the court? Or was this? Did he come out of the? He was breathing heavy. And I was just like,
I was hoping he just came from training or something.
He's definitely not fit. Something's going on here. Like I don't know what he's doing. Madness.
I'm not trying to cloud his fitness in it right now, but the comments were concerning, fam. And look, the breathing was concerning. Don't get me wrong, because I don't see a lot of guys breathing like that in a press conference, fam. So he must have been doing some shuttle runs or something, hopefully. You know what I mean, fam? But the comments were equally as concerning because it's like you're questioning how his role has changed compared to last season. And understandably, because you kind of need to set up your offense in a way that even when Zion is out, you have that insurance policy so you're not over reliant on him and so they don't collapse the way they did last season. So he's kind of speaking about, mentally what he's had to overcome, trying to buy in. I mean, no, you have to buy into that. And that's why a lot of people will question his commitment to the organization of New Orleans,
Jim was saying here, so Sohan, they need to take him out of that point guard spot because it's not working. Honestly, it's not working.
You know what? I saw an interesting take online where it was like, okay, it may not look pretty right now, but it may benefit some of these players down the line. So you're playing them out of position, and that allows them to have a level of versatility so that maybe in a few years, when you do have certain players now that will elevate the level of this squad, then that will help when those players like Sohan return to their regular position. I think it was the Hoop Genius podcast. I think it was saying that. But it was an interesting point. I hear what Gemma was saying, but I don't know. It's one of those 50-50 things, right? Where you experiment, and they have the room to experiment right now when you're trying to bed in Wemby, and develop some of those young players like Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan. So it's well worth the pop, no pun intended. But we'll see how it works out down the line, innit?
Fair, man, and that's a great way to end the show for this week. Boy, I mean, look, there's 2 games tonight. I know the Heat and the Nets are playing, and there'll be a West Coast game. I don't know who's playing in that one.
Yeah, we got OKC versus Golden State.
Golden State. Oh, that should be a good game.
No Draymond, fam.
No Draymond.
No Steph. I don't think Steph is available just yet. Is he?
I don't think so either. It might be an opportunity for OKC to get a win over them. Just a big morale booster and all of that for sure for the team. But yeah, big up to Chino. Obviously, he had to leave us a little bit early, so big up to Chino and all of that. CM, man, shout out your stuff, man. Let people know where they can find you and all of that first before we wrap it up.
Hey, man, big up to everybody in the chat. You can find me on CM22ENT on YouTube, Twitch. CM22 also on YouTube, where I'll be doing like wrestling watch-alongs next week's WWE Survivor Series. So you'll catch me there. Late night PLE. It hurts, fam, but we move, innit? I'm gonna be trying to be doing some basketball watch-alongs as well, like Roland. So yeah, hopefully as the season goes on, I'll get into that. You'll see me doing the United Twins on YouTube on my main channel, watch-alongs and all of that stuff there. And gaming on Twitch, Jerkpan FC. The season's just started last week, and we're gonna be doing up consistency this year. So we're trying to bring back our great community club once again.
Come on.
And make sure you drop a like over here, subscribe, click the notification bell, share to your friends and frenemies. You know what to do, people. Pros Only Sports, Big Free, United State of Mind, man. The reboot, all of that stuff, man. Support the shows.
Come on. Big up to everybody that's been in the chat from the beginning. Appreciate the support and all of that good stuff right there. Yeah, man, we're going to be back soon with another episode of the Big Free. We're going to discuss all the big topics in the NBA and all of that good stuff right there. Yeah, there should be another reboot episode probably next week or maybe the week after. But anyway, like we'll see. I mean, I've been trying to let the other 2 breathe for a minute, and I'm just fixing them. But it is what it is. The battle rapper is Mr. CM. He got nothing to do with me. Past the CM, bro.
Hey, Roland, fam, he's loaded.
Now rap beef, bribery and corruption, bro. That's what I have to say, bro. Rich will answer for his gripes.
Listen, Eagle Live Football, I was outnumbered and I got scammed.
They'll pay for their crimes. That's what I'm going to say there. But yo, big up to everybody, man. We'll be back very, very soon. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and all of that stuff very, very soon. Super Nick, all will be revealed probably tomorrow. Just keep an eye on the feed. But yes, big up to everybody. We'll be back very soon. Peace.